Good morning, Meena. Meena, can you hear me? Just let me know if you can hear me. Good morning, Meena. Meena, can you hear me? I think it's okay now. I can hear my voice back. Just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, perfect. I can see that. Okay, I guess you're
Good
the
morning,
only
Meena.
one in the class today. Meena, can you hear me? I think it's okay now. I can hear my voice back. Just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, perfect. I can see that. Okay, I guess you're
Good
the
morning,
only
Meena.
one in the class today. Mina, can you hear me? I think it's okay now. Back. Just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, perfect. Okay, I guess you're the only one in the class today. Mina, can you hear me? I think it's okay now. Back. Just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, perfect. Okay, I guess you're the only one in the class today. Mina, can you hear me? Okay, let's start the class with the little
Just let
bit
me know.
drawing and
Okay,
sketching,
perfect.
and let's go. Let's change the screen transition. Okay, let's start the class with the little
Just
bit
let me know.
drawing and
Okay,
sketching,
perfect.
and let's go. Let's change the screen transition. Okay, let's start the class with the little
Just
bit
let me know.
drawing and
Okay,
sketching,
perfect.
and let's go. Let's change the screen transition. Okay, let's start the class with the little
Just
bit
let me know.
drawing and sketching, and let's
Okay, perfect.
go. Let's change the screen transition. Okay, let's start the class with the little
Just
bit
let me know.
drawing and sketching, and let's go. Let's change the screen transition. Okay, let's start the class with the little
Just
bit
let me know.
drawing and sketching, and let's go. Let's change the screen transition. Okay, let's start the class with the little bit drawing and sketching, and let's go. Let's change the screen transition. Okay, let's start the class with the little bit drawing and sketching, and let's go. Let's change the screen transition. Okay, let's start the class with the little bit drawing and sketching, and let's go. Let's change the screen transition. Okay, let's start the class with the little bit drawing and sketching, and let's go. Let's change the screen transition. Okay, let's start the class with the Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. I was just focusing more on the class and I don't know what happened. Is that okay? The audio is okay? Actually, I cannot hear my voice either. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me now? I think it's okay. Sorry now. About that. I was just focusing more on the class and I don't know what happened. Okay, perfect. Thank okay? You the so much. Okay? There you go. I am. Actually, I cannot hear my voice either. I don't know what happened. Okay, I think we're okay. So I think it's okay. Let's go back. So HP, the H pencil. Just remember, perfect. Harder, and then the HP is softer. That's all it is basically. It's nothing else. So now I'm using the HB. If I make a mark with the HB pencil, pushing my pencil really hard on the paper, let me, you know what, yeah, that's fine. I'm pushing this pencil really hard on the paper. When you doing a drawing and a sketching, you make sure you understand how to make a dark mark and how to make a, now same pencil, I'm just not pushing pencil too much. I'm making a mark. So this is the dark value. This is what we call in the art business dark value here, and the light value. Light value and the dark value. Okay, so I can see I don't know what's going on today. Sorry about that. It just today is not a very good day. Okay, is it echoing again, Mina? Is that okay? All right. Anyway, let's move on. I think it should be okay now. Okay, now perfect. Okay, I know. I used this software a long time ago, and I started again. As you can see, this is the third class, so I'm just getting there. So okay, so this is the light value. That's a dark value. So now it's called the value scale chart. Basically, what happened? You put a dark mark, then you lift the pressure up, keep that mark lighter, then lighter. I'm not doing anything. I'm just lifting the pressure of the pencil, and it's getting lighter and lighter and lighter. That's what you have to practice. See how this works. So here, lighter, and I lift the pressure, and it's gone now. So basically, this is same thing apply in watercolor also. When you let me grab some Payne's gray, and I will show you what it is basically in watercolor. So if I make a mark with the Payne's gray, which is I understand everybody know what is Payne's gray is. Somebody asked me a question last week and I explained, but if you still need to know what is with this Payne's gray is, keep repeating myself because I want to make sure that you guys understand what colors I'm using, and if you have problem like what is it, what color is this, please ask me a question because I'm using the technical word for it. Sometimes I can call it a gray, dark gray color, but for class purposes, I really want you guys to understand what is neutral. It's called neutral gray, basically neutral tint. No, sorry, neutral tint. So that is a light gray, color which you use for the shadow, and I will explain later. So anyway, let's keep it for here. I am actually making that mark lighter and lighter. See, I'm lifting basically the pigment is running away from the brush as compared with the dry medium. I My dry medium, the pencil, the lead is there all the time, right? But the brush is a water and the pigment, so I have no control. I am just keeping dragging the brush on the paper. As you can see, and now the brush is getting drier and drier. It's making a dry brush mark. That's what the technique of one of the techniques of the watercolor. And there you go. So that's how it works in a watercolor. Now, if I go back and get some more Payne's gray, and I made a dark mark like this, right? And what I will do, I'm gonna clean my brush with the water. You know what, let's zoom out so you guys can see how much water I'm using and all that type of stuff. Let's put the water here and zoom out a little bit. So let's see here. There you go. So you can see the whole desk here. I'm sitting there too. Let's zoom in a little bit more here. I think this is better. So my water is here, my palette is here, then my Payne's gray is right here in a palette, as you can see, right? And I'm mixing a little bit. Let me move the sketchbook a little bit here so you guys can see where I'm mixing. There you go. So that's where I am mixing the Payne's gray right here. Okay, so I clean my brush. Just watch me. Actually, you have to watch me what I'm doing. Actually, I'm going here, I'm going here, I'm going here. And I have a cloth in my hand too. So, which it was sitting there, but now it's in my hand. I need this cloth, right? Always try, remember, keep this cloth in your hand. One of the cloth or paper towel. And moreover, I put some water in it. So as soon as I put my brush on it, it soaks up all the water from my brush. So keep this handy. Always don't put it away too far. Keep it in your hand. It will make your hand a little bit dirty or at the end of the painting, but fine. You know what? This is a very important tool for you if you're dealing in a watercolor. So please keep it in your hand. Anyway, let's go further. I will get some more Payne's gray and actually I'm just put a little bit water in my brush because and I took a little bit pigment. So I clean my brush, I clean it here, and then I am just pushing this color downward, just pushing that pigment downward, and I'm going, clean my brush here, here. There you go. See, it's this basically the pigment is going out of the water. Basically, that wash is now is called also it's called gradient, which is the dark, and it turns into light. It's called gradient wash also. So it's also called. I was gonna put my brush in my tea. So here my tea is right here, as you can see there, and the water is here. I was gonna dip my brush here in the tea. Lucky I didn't put it. So here a gradient and the value chart also. I don't want to go too much into detail so you guys get confused. Value chart and the gradient also. So one thing has so many terms, so that's how people get confused. That if I'm teaching in a class and I say the gradient, I'm using the term which I get used to it, and students get confused, and some people shy, they don't ask questions, right? They keep listening but not understanding what's going on. So please, if you don't understand some terms on some words I'm using, just put in a chat. I'm watching the chat time to time. If you have problem, let me know. Okay, so let's get some more Payne's gray, and now the value chart will be I'm gonna go like this, actually sideways, lateral and the vertical. So now I'm gonna go this way. Actually, I put a mark here, clean the brush, get some water, and then you push that pigment from this mark you made it, and then you clean the brush. There you go. Try practicing this. This is the most important part of one of the most important part of the watercolor. If you're dealing in a watercolor, just make these marks. Just make these. Let's say if you buy a new color and you say, I want to try that color. So I put this green color in my palette. Let me take some green color. And you said, oh, I want to try this color and see how it the swatch or the tint or what it looks like. So just don't restrict yourself up to here. Get some water, clean your brush, and just put some water at the edge of this color that you brand new color you bought it, and let it just make a gradient, make a soft, and see what's the consistency of the color when you put some water and make it lighter and lighter and lighter. See, the consistency is changed. Here is dark, and now as soon as you put a water, it become lighter and lighter, and it disappears. So that's how you check your paint a new color when you bought it. You can tell when it get lighter what color it would be, when it darker what it looks like. So that is very helpful thing that you should do all the time when you buy a tube, a brand new tube. Let me pick up a tube here. Let's say I bought the cadmium orange tube, right? I open it up quickly. If I could open, yeah, thank God I can open. Otherwise this has been sitting here for too long. So I clean my brush. I have my paper towel, and I took a solid pigment, like right straight from the tube, and I put it here. Make a circle or a square here, and then you dip your brush, clean your brush, and then you go put some brush against it. Basically, it will give you some practice to how to do soft edges, also soft washes, or that's how you check the paint, the brand new paint you bought it. You can push the color down. You can just make it more strong gradient instead of a paler one. You can push it down and see what the color reacts in terms of consistency. Okay, so this is the actually, let me go back to the different shape, how it reacts on the in a different lighting condition. So I hope everybody understand this from here, where the light is coming from, what the value chart is, the lighter value, the darker, the gradient, how to check color. Same thing here. You can check the color. You can go practice this way, practice this way. And moreover, if you have color left in a palette, just go over it and see what happened when you paint over that dry layer that you have. Same color, just paint over like this. Make a like a cross edge or something with this, like that. See how the consistency, when basically it's called glazing. So you are working as you glazing that the previous layer that you put. So you put these marks and see how this color reacts, like how dark it would be if you put another layer on the top. When you finish, put another layer, like go like this, like put another hatch, cross hatch, put another one, and see how these the marks change the consistency of the color what you put on the first place. Okay, so let's go to the demo, and I hope everybody understand so far. Now this is the first the shape. I put it and I project the light. Let's put the light from this side now. This is I started the class, but now let's finish this. So I put some value here, mid value. I'm gonna use these terms over and over, so you'll be familiar about that. You don't get surprised or something. What is this value is? So this is the mid value. Basically, I put it right, and now because of the light is coming from here, so that shadow, the casting shadow, will be a dark value, and it will go right underneath that the ball, right, the sphere or whatever you call, and it will be form a same shape what it look like it's not going to be a shadow will be same, but depends where the position of the light is. So now this is how it works. So light is coming from here, there's a highlight here, the light was coming from here, so the highlight was on the top. And now the cross shadow, actually, let me just explain quickly what is cross shadow is. So when you project the light on a certain object, what happened, it some light goes down here and hit the surface where the sphere is sitting. Let's say it's sitting on a table like this, right? So when it hits that surface, the light just not going on that ball, right, on the sphere, is some light spill on that surface also, and then it goes back from this side actually. Although unconsciously we don't know what's going on in the background, but this is what happening in the when you project a light on certain object. This surface, basically this surface act like a reflector. So when the light goes on this surface, it bounces back. It bounces back in all direction. It just not in one direction goes to the sphere. It goes all direction, and whatever it comes in the way, it lighten up on the other side of the object. So this, as you can see, this side I put a cross shadow because it's the shadow is depleting here. And what happened, this side a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter. So that's how you explain the reflected light. A lot of people, they don't understand, and they just make it dark, like you put a circle, right? I said, okay, light is coming from here. What they do, they just put a dark, dark, dark all the way here. What time is it? Oh, we have lots of time. So they make it the whole sphere dark, dark, dark. That's how, because they don't understand what is the what's this reflected light is, right? So there's a information missing right there. It looks okay. It's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like, I'm not saying that it would be a big problem, but if you do these things, that it will make your work more beautiful. It works like, it you understand the light, how the light works, which apply here, which apply here, which apply in the watercolor, on oil and acrylic, everywhere. So if you liking this information, you'll be making mistakes all over in any medium you work with. Okay, so I guess I drawing and sketching is enough for today. And if you have any questions, please let me know on the chat box. Leave the message, and I will explain what this all is. Right? Any question from here to there, please let me know. I'll take a 2 minute silence. So if any question, let me know. Okay, let's start the class again now. Oh my god, I was gonna put my brush again in my tea. Oh, I have to move this tea out of here. Let's put it here. Okay, so we have the the reference photo I have is from my own painting. I promised you guys last class that I will bring. We're gonna do a seascape, and I will show you actually what's a seascape needed, and then I'll do this seascape quickly for you as a demo. Let me see where's the images here. My images disappear for some reason. Oh, here. Actually, it's here. Here, transition. So you can see the image on the left right corner. I'll keep it like this. and I will paint it. Let me put a bigger image so you guys can see what we're painting today. So this is the this will be the demo. It's a very quick. I did something maybe 3 years ago when I was I'm still learning, but that time was I was drawing, I was painting almost every day, every watercolor every day. So anyway, this is the painting will do a very no light. Actually, it's a morning time. There's no sun, and there's a very little light and very soft, very calm painting. So it requires a little bit of sketching and drawing, not too much. And we I explained to you the boats, how to draw the boats uh, in a watercolor. I hope you still have that information. This painting, we're not gonna do all the boats because I don't want to make it too complicated for you. It Just keep it simple. We're gonna keep the person walking toward the board, the one board, and maybe we'll keep some boards on the background. You know, the where the atmospheric perspective is. So if somebody don't know what is atmospheric perspective, please let me know. This painting involves a little bit perspective also. As you can see, the beach is kind of crossed down. I will explain. Let me explain quickly what it is. So let's draw something here. If I have a page here on my sketchbook, let's grab another sketchbook quickly, and I will actually explain you what's involved before you start this painting. I mean, before I will start this demo. If you guys want to follow, by all means, you can do that here in my sketchbook here. Everything is full, actually. Everything is full. Nothing is empty. That's how it should be. All the sketchbooks, if you're working every day, that's how your sketchbooks will be full. No, no space left. So here I will do a quick sketch. Now, the good thing is let me do the transition here. Okay, I can see the sketch on the right side. Okay, so I will go first. I will do some thumbnails. I will go put some thumbnails because I have, this is a landscape format. So my sketchbook, this would be my first approach. And you collect the information from this reference. See what's in there. There's a person in there. You have to study a little bit before you jump onto on the reference photo. Sometimes what people, they get excited and they see lots of flowers, 100 roses and all the leaves, and drama is there. So what they basically, without their thinking, like what they are looking, they try to put in their painting, and painting doesn't work. You cannot replicate the nature on the canvas, that for sure. I mean, like I cannot make all that parks on my canvas. You know, if I go in a park walking and I see a lot of flowers and everything, you cannot draw everything, right? Like you have to pick up a bit and pieces that you can handle it. You can make sure that it looks good at the end of the day, not just like tons of flowers there, and there's 100 birds are flying, and there's a lot of people are walking on the street. So you want to make sure that your painting, keep it simple as possible. If once you learn how to compose, how to do washes, how to the proportions are right, then you say, okay, you know what, I will go a little bit advanced, and I want to put some more. Then you grab a bigger canvas, not those small scale sketchbooks or small canvases like this, like this. I did the painting. It's very small. It looked like I think it's like a 5 by 8 or something. So it's only 5" by 8". So it is considered for me very small type of watercolor. watercolor. So you start from here, and once you have more control, and then you pick up a bigger canvas, and then you do more advanced stuff. So anyway, let's keep it simple. So as you can see, this painting has one triangle here, there's a horizon line here which is very soft. I put it here. There's a person walking. I'll keep this person. I'm not gonna delete him, and I will put his boat. I will put his boat here. No light, actually there's no light in that. Now I will, next sketch I will show you how to create the light also. So let's zoom in, actually go zoom in more to the my sketch because we're not doing the watercolor, so let's keep it more clear. And I will just make this painting a little bit smaller. It's too much. There you go. So this is the one composition. Quickly I eliminate all that boats and everything which I don't need it, and I will put some stuff here, just random stuff. You don't need to draw a boat, right? Just put and few birds here, there, and that's it. So one composition done. I have my proportions are under control. If I put, let's say you are working and you put a figure here in the same plane where the boat is, then it look very abnormal. Like this is how what happened. Like you don't want to do that. You just keep it as small as, so your proportions will be fit into this composition, right, or painting. So if I want to put a person just right beside this bone, I want to make sure that he's so big that it will if he jump on a bone, he will fit in this boat, not just big person here standing beside this board. So that's how you control your proportion. Basically you compose it, keep it simple. I put a triangle here, put a horizon line here, and wrong and right. This is how you keep the proportions under control. Everything else is secondary. Everything else, when you start doing a washes, let's say put a blue color here, then you put a Persian blue or whatever color, you put some pink color because it's a morning, there's a ground, maybe you put some yellow ochre, maybe some watercolor, like. So these all secondary. Basically you will practice and you understand, but this you have to develop a common sense by sketching more. Get these proportions, understand how to compose it, make sure that it's not too crowded. It depends on your space, how much space you have on a canvas. If you have too much bigger canvas, then you can put more boards in it because it's not look crowded, right? It's a big canvas. But when you're working on those type of small, just for the learning, keep it simple, understand, plan it before you start here. Make sure there's a person, there's a boards involved, there's some perspective here. Make a list. Don't just go and start working right away. Make a list of things that what's in there. Actually there's some birds there, so when you do the bird and you put it in a bracket, you say grouping. Like you don't want to put 100 birds here, so grouping is another part which we don't see but is there. Actually there's, I put two bird and maybe I can put another bird here, and that's it. You don't want to put like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. You don't want to do that. You just keep it simple. So I put birds, grouping, I put boards, grouping. Even though in figures you can do the grouping also. You don't want to go crazy on that people. Let's say I will put another person here, another person here, another person here, another. It will be overcrowded. Actually your painting will look very busy and people tend not to stop by on your painting, you will walk away. So you don't want to do this thing. Okay, just make sure, keep it simple. So I I study my reference photo. I have birds in there. I have boats in there. I have some atmospheric perspective, which I put atmospheric here, and I have birds here. So this is basically is all my painting. My whatever is in there is here. So I have a list. Now you go and you said, okay, horizon line moment did it here. I don't like it. I just want to keep it here. So let's push a little bit more. You keep your room, keep the sky less, and make sure that you work. You say, I want to work on the foreground more. I need a more space here. I need more water body here in the middle of the my canvas. So you put a rectangle here. You put a triangle here. Right, another triangle here, and that's it. Your sketch is almost ready, right? Your composition basically ready. Now you put a person. It's a moment, put a person here. I don't like it. You just put it here. Just put it a little bit closer and further down, not too close, and put a boat here. Put boat here, mass here. Make sure the boat is a little bit tilted so it create more drama instead of a flat board. And then you put another board if you like, and some boards in the perspective, and some birds here. Another composition ready with the minimum information, but everything, almost everything is there. So for you to learn how to do compose your painting, how to make sure the proportions are right, so this is what you do. Now final painting, I will do this, and then I will go into the real demo. So here I put a horizon line here, my foreground is here, then I put some hills also. You know what, just create more drama, put some hills. Then I would, let's put a person here in this one. Let's put a figure here. Any questions so far? No question. Okay. So I've put a figure here, and then I would put a boat here. Make sure boat is bigger enough so this person can sit in there. A little bit tip the boat this side, and maybe another boat here. Let's put another boat here. Although it's gonna look busy, but it's okay. And the harness, the ropes, and there's no light actually. What I can do, we can get sun is coming out from here, right? Let's put a sun here in this painting. Let's put it, so sun is here. Now the casting shadows will be like this. Reflected light, some the boards are going to be darker here, but on the bottom of the board it'll be a little bit light because of the reflected light, right? It'll be dark on the front. Some harness, some flags. So this, we control some light here. We put some light in this painting, and I changed it. I put some mountains, and there's some birds here, some seagulls, one here, one there, there. That's it. So this is another painting. That's how you do when you start a painting. You have a reference photo. You take this painting, download it. You will have on a screen, and work with that. Change it, change and control the light, control the composition, control the proportion, and make the grouping. Other way you said, okay, I want to put 5 birds and not 3 birds. Moment for 3 1, I'm going to try 5. I'm going to put another figure here. Moment put one figure, but I want to make sure that one person is coming from the side also. He's going away from us, but he's approaching the board from the side, and he has something he's holding from the side, like not just from the back or front. Create something from the side also, how people look like from the side here. That's it. So here, zoom in, more zoom in. I think you guys can see, right? So let's jump on to the painting now. We finished. Any questions so far here? This, anything? Let me take a 1 minute break. Let me just have my throat clear. Okay. So let's go into the painting now, actual painting here. Let me, yeah, the reference is there. Let's zoom out a little bit so you guys can see my palette, and my water is here. I don't want to show because it's not necessary. It's just to let you know water is here, and it's not a very good idea to keep the water here and palette is here because I have a space problem on my desk. I was keeping water here last class, and I spilled some and I made some cauliflower. So if you don't want to get those cauliflowers and water drips on your painting, make sure that water would be here on the right side. So it'll be let your hand less traveling on the painting, not here. If I put a water here, then my hand will come here. If I put a water here, my hand will come here. But here is a minimum. You're not crossing the canvas all the way down. So keep the water clear out of the canvas. Let me show you what the configuration is. I have it in my hand, and let's go here. This is how the water here, palette, and my canvas. That's how it works. Let's go zoom in. All right, let's move this reference photo from here to here because it's look is blocking the. Make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see clearly. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the with a little bit. You can use cadmium yellow. You can use a little bit orange color. And put some water on the canvas because this painting is the washes on the sky is very softer. So I will start with some clean water. You can put on all the canvas, but just go one by one. Put it here on the top. Wet your paper with the water. This brush, see that brush is a smaller brush, number 8 round brush, and I keep going back and forth, try to keep the brush. But if I use this type of brush, then I don't need to go back and forth. I can go in one shot and you don't need to go back and forth. That's how these mop brushes are very useful. If you have more ground need to be covered and without going back and forth, these brushes will come into the play, and it has a very good fine edge also. So if you want to make a small jewelry work, you can work with this the tip of the brush by holding the brush like this. Yeah. All right, so here I'm gonna grab some cadmium yellow and some orange color. This is what it is basically on the top of the on the canvas. I put some cadmium yellow and cadmium orange. I mix it up a little bit. Okay, let's clean my brush. That's it. That's enough. And I don't want to use this. I can use this brush still. I get some more cadmium orange. I need some more orange type of color here, there. Just put vaguely. You don't need to struggle too much. As long as you know where you need the washes to be subtle, that's all it needs. You just go dab dab. You can do that too. Just put a little bit color like this, and leave it, and will settle down automatically by itself. And now you, if you see, okay, it's coming down too much and I don't like it, you just go clean your brush and pick the colors up. Just take it off. Take the colors off from the canvas. Just push it outside. Either way, you can go here or you can go here. Either way, you just let them away from the canvas here, like that, like this. Get it out. So here I'm gonna take some of my Prussian blue and make sure that Prussian blue doesn't mix too much with the cadmium orange or cadmium yellow, because it will turn into green. So let's use some French ultramarine instead of putting the Prussian blue. Why? Because French ultramarine has more red shade on it. It's a warmer blue. Let me explain quickly on a painting. See, the French ultramarine is kind of a warmer blue. It has a more red color in it. You remember red, if you want to mix, let's say you have a phthalo blue has more green shade in it. So blue itself has a warmer blue and a cooler blue. So French ultramarine, what happened basically is a warmer blue and it has more red shade in it. So when you mix it up with the cadmium orange, it doesn't turn green as compared with the Prussian blue or a phthalo blue or teal or turquoise or whatever color you have. This has a tendency to make the color more like a grayish color, not a green color. You can tell, you can right here, see, I put a cadmium orange and I mix it up, it turned into more kind of a brown color, not a green color. So that's how you control. If you don't want your sky to be green, this is what you have to do. Make sure that you use a color which has a more red shade on it. So I will go and put some French ultramarine on my canvas, and let's erect some, put it here. It's still wet. It's still wet. It's not, as you can see, the wash is spreading and is going slowly because of the loss of water on the canvas, right? And I will push this color here a little bit. Let's clean my brush. Let's grab something here. Okay. And I will put some more French ultramarine blue here. That's it. I don't want to do too much because otherwise the color would deplete and it will make some cauliflower, because it's not dry and it's in the middle. If it was dry, then I can play more, but now because it's not dry yet, I have to be very careful. So here, now I will just use a purple color. It's straight from the tube. Actually, I have a purple color in my palette. I can mix it. I can mix it with the red and blue, but I have a straight, so I will put this the hills or whatever in the background, the atmospheric perspective. Put some hills here. There you go. And lifted up some colors here. Actually, I'm going to show you guys that once it's dry, once the top is dry, then I will come down and glaze it. I will put some more layers on the top. We're working mostly since the day one. We're working on the wet into wet. We're not working. I didn't do any painting so far, which I make the like use the hair dryer, dry the painting, and then I use another wash on the top. So we'll do that painting too. Actually, not today. In the next class, that's what we're gonna do basically. We're gonna work onto a dry surface, a dry first layer, and then we're gonna work on the uh, layer upon layer. Although it is a layer upon layer also, but the idea is I'm spilling the colors on the wet surface. I'm not waiting for it get dry or something. Okay. So here I'm going to grab some yellow ochre. I don't have the yellow ochre in my palette, but I have some Naples yellow. I will mix it up with the little bit burnt umber, and it give me a nice, so listen to this. If you don't have the yellow ochre on your palette, you can go grab some Naples yellow and grab some burnt umber and mix it up. It give you a nice like earthy color. You don't need to have a yellow ochre straight in your palette. Like, oh, you said, oh, I don't have the yellow ochre, now I have a problem. No, you don't have a problem. Actually, you can mix your own colors, right? Let's put some more Naples yellow here. And I have the wash ready. So what I will do, I'll just put a little bit here on the bottom and see how the wash look, the color look like. So I'm okay actually. It's a little bit more punchy and lighter. So I will put some purple in it, tone it down. And here, there you go. See, this is a beautiful color I was after. And let's put some more, a little bit more Naples yellow, make it a little lighter. And see that I didn't wet this surface. I purposely working on the dry surface so I can get some dry brush marks, which I can use later. I showed you in the previous class also how to use those dry brush marks. So same idea, same thing here in this painting also, and keep this softer this edge because there's a water body there, right? So I don't want to get a hard edge here, which is I am using my brush with water, just water in it, and I'm just rubbing against the edge of this, make it these more softer edges. Do you remember the gradient analogy like I was using that in the beginning, that how you test color, how you make a soft, same idea here. I have the color here, and what I did, I just put a fresh water like on a brush, clean water, no pigment on it, and here, so I get achieve a nice soft edge here. So far I got this constructed. My first wash is done. The first layer of the color of this painting is the white. Always remember, the white is the first layer of your painting, not a white paper. Is a layer, basically it's a white layer. White paper is a white layer, just remember. Now I will go get some French ultramarine, mix it up with a little bit I think it's a burnt umber. I have burnt sienna is a little bit darker orange color. Burnt umber is more darker orange color. Basically, burnt sienna, burnt umber, raw sienna. These are all basically the colors from evolving from yellow color. So you mix a little bit more red in it, it becomes orange color. You mix more red color on a yellow and put a little bit blue color, it become a burnt sienna, which is a darker orange. Then you put more blue in it, more red in it, and then it becomes a burnt umber, burnt raw umber, and then that's how you get all these swatches. Basically, this is a, it doesn't just sitting on your palette, it's all when you buy from the manufacturer, this is all been mixed in the tube before they put in the tube. So what do? They're mixing, and they have their own process. You have your own process. You have get yourself more control. Mix your own swatches. Don't depend on what you see on my painting. Just mix. You say I don't like this color. This yellow ochre is too dark, and I want to make it lighter. Put some more cadmium yellow. Put some more Naples yellow. So that's how you work. Let's get some French ultramarine blue. I put some burnt umber to make it, just put a little bit before it dry, I would put a little bit wash of a mix of burnt umber and the French ultramarine to just to build some more contrast into my painting. Okay, so let's stop this painting here. I want to let this painting dry a little bit. Let's talk about something else. We have still have time. I want to let this painting dry, and then once it's dry, first wash is done, whatever the it needs it in the first place. And now once it's dry, I'm going to come back with the smaller brushes like this, with number 6 brush or another small brush. So I will start doing some doodling here. I'm going to put a figure here, put a boat here, put a bird here, and that's it. That's all this painting is. So you have to understand where is the most important part. So get a reference photo, check, see where the light is coming from. If there's no light, fine. You said, okay, there's no light in this painting. I don't need to worry about the casting shadow. Okay, how many things in there? There's a boat in there, there's a birds in there, there's a figure in there. So you want to make sure that you can draw all these things. Get a paper, let me put this painting on the side. Get a small paper. Let me grab, and you start making figures just with a pencil. You don't need to pick up a watercolor. Very easy. Here, that's it. So drawing and then you control the light. Let's say if the light is coming from here, that casting shadow of the figure will be taller as compared to his body, because light is more towards here. If the light is here, his shadow will be uh, up to here. If light is here, his shadow will be restricted up to here. If the light is here, his shadow will go here. If the light is here, his shadow will go longer. If the light is here, then his shadow will go long, 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 long. So that's how the light works. If there's no light, you just put a you don't need to do any special here in the watercolor if you're working in a watercolor, unless you really detail oriented and you want to get a very detailed type of figures, then you work with the smaller stuff, more detailed. So here, now there's no light, right? So I would just a little bit soft shadow here, because there is some light there, right? It's not too dark. If it is dark, then you can't even see anything here. So there's some light, but not very harsh light coming from the sun or from the light. So it's just a little bit soft shadow, and that's it. If it is he's carrying a dog, you can put a small dog here. You don't need to do very special. See that just the ears, a little two ears, two legs, hind legs, and then the harness, and it will explain that he's walking with the dog. It's so simple. Same thing with a brush. You grab a color, put a mark here. Let's grab some Payne's gray and put his head, and then you put legs. Then you do the hands. He's carrying one hand grocery or something, and the other hand is occupied with his dog. So here, put same thing. Nothing changed. I was working with a pencil, but now I'm working with a brush. So here, two legs, hind legs, and his tail. I would put a little bit tail here, so I forgot to put a tail. So you put a tail and explain more that he's walking with the dog. And then a little bit casting shadow. Clean the brush because there's no light, we're assuming. So, and if you want to show more, see that I put this leg shorter because I'm assuming he's walking away from me. So his leg is one is lifted because it's a little bit bent. So it shorter as compared with this. So that's how you tell in your painting that someone is walking. And now if he's coming towards you, they are going away from you. So you gotta grab a cadmium orange color, put his head first, whatever you can put a body also, it's not a problem. So I'll take some sepia color, which is a dark brown color, put his body, legs. He's standing, he's waiting somewhere, going in a bus or something. Hands, just a little bit more dark color. Lift some colors because I need some more face expression, so it'll dry faster. A thinner layer or dry faster as compared to the with the lots of water. So I picked it up some paint and I will do some little bit his head also, so I can you can tell that he's walking towards you, not just walking away from you. There you go. Let's zoom in. I'll show you what it looked like. Oh, you know what? Let's go closer. Here. Here. This person is. See that now? Him. You compare the both, right? Him is walking away. He's walking towards you. What I did, I put a little bit orange color and on a face, and I put a little bit too marked and the nose casting shadow, and that's it. That's all you need. And the other person has carrying a dog, so I explain more and I put a little bit casting shadow. Let's put it here also. I forgot to put the casting shadow on his figure. Basically, when you do a shadow, it tells you that he is walking attached to the ground. He's not flying or whatever. Yes, if you have a pigeon, here is flying, is coming and grabbing something here. Let's draw a pigeon quickly. Let's give him a nice feathers. Let's give him more detail here. So it see that the bird is flying and it's not too close to it's close to the ground, right? So what I will do, I will put, and the light is coming from here, I'm assuming. So what I will do, I will put some casting shadow of the bird like this. There you go. So what it shows is not exactly on the ground. It's in the sky, it's in the air, or it's in the so that's how you explain certain things on your painting. Do get master of doodling with the sketching, and once you have this control, then you explain more, like where this bird is coming from and where how far it is from the ground. So this is what the shadow of this bird will look like if it is not on the ground. Yes, if it is, there's another pigeon sitting here already. Let's get some. I'm using the Payne's gray just to let you know. I'm not using the sepia or any other color. It's just a Payne's gray I'm using, which is a neutral tint. Here, the bird here, the tail. There you go. So I'll get some paler mix of my French ultramarine, some purple in it, it's a mix of like 4 or 5 colors. So then I would say, okay, the light is coming from here and the pigeon is sitting here. So his shadow will be like that. This is how you explain, because he's sitting on the ground and not flying. Okay. This is very important, these type of birds, because we are commonly seen in a city, in Toronto or in other cities. So if you are working on the cityscape, try to get master of this type of bird. Like draw pigeons. Draw pigeons. Just put a Payne's gray. Get some more Prince gray straight from the tube, and then master of these birds, like draw, draw, draw. So you can make a addition to your painting that although in the reference photo they're not there, right? But just put it, let's put it like make it painting look more beautiful like this. And let's put it, and the casting shadow, do the casting shadow. I'm assuming the light is coming from this side, so the casting shadow will be like this. That's how the casting shadow will be. Okay. And if you I have some mix of Naples yellow and the burnt umber, so I'll put, make sure it looks like he's sitting on the ground. So that's how you tell. Let's put some blue on it. Let's make a full painting. Practice this also, that get the color, do some small figures, and try not to get this blue color into this pigeons. Try to control your washes like this. Just do a small doodling, like a fun time painting, not too serious. Just go put some blue color. I had it in my palette, right? So might as well just do some doodling, right? Not going into the figures. And this will practice you to control the washes, and how to not get into the other objects, which is the case of the watercolor. If you have working in the watercolor, you make sure that you're not getting, unless you're doing a wet into wet, that would be another thing. But if you working on not going into the object that you already painted, so you just, that would give you more control with the brush work. There you go. Let's get closer. I can show you what it is here. Okay. All right, let's go back to our original painting. We have 1109. Let's grab this here. Let's get this out of here. So this one is dry, the one I was showing you. Now this one is wet, so I'm not going to stack it up. I don't want to put this sketchbook on the top of the other sketchbook. So let's get this painting done now. It's still wet. It's not, you can feel it like it still has a moisture in it, but it's okay. I will, because we don't have time, and I don't want to use the hair. Mainly, honestly, I don't use hair dryer on my painting. You can use it for quickly dry your painting, which is fine. But the the thing is, if you if I put a wash, let me give you the example quick, okay? If I put a wash, let's put some Payne's gray. Today is a day of the Payne's gray, actually. Now I put a wash, and see that as long as the water is there, it's still working, right? But soon as I put a hair dryer and I dry this wash, it will, I would call you killing the wash. You stopping the wash, working more and more. So that what the drawback with the dryer. You don't want to kill the wash. If you want to play with the wash, you want to go further down, and you want to see what's the effect of this wash, you let it dry naturally. You don't want to go with the hair dry unless you are running late or you in a rush. You can apply the hair dryer and get this wash dry quickly. So which I when I'm working in a studio, I never use the hair dryer. I try to let my painting dry naturally, come back, give some time. When you come back and give some time to your painting, you will see how the painting is evolving. It gives you more knowledge, more information, instead of drying it up and keep going and over and over. Okay, so let's put this away. I'm going to grab some dark sepia color, which is the dark brown color extension of the orange color. And now it's time for me to do some doodling. So I will put one boat here quickly. Let's zoom in because it requires some zoom in. Here, let's put it here. Bring the palette here. Okay, so let's start doing the doodling now with the watercolor. So I have straight from the tube, I have the nice sepia color, which is the dark brown color. So I will start doing some doodling, make this boat with the number 6 round brush. I'm working. I might gonna pick up some more brushes on the way, smaller brushes when I come to do small things, but this is fine as long as you're not doing a working on a big painting. So here the board, let's get this shape of the board done. Now one more thing, I want to go further into these, although it is a drawing and sketching right now. See that I draw a board like this, right? I draw a board. Now, board quickly, let me do quick. So I draw a board, I draw the other side of the board because it's turning over to me. And then I will put some rafters like this, right? And soon as I put rafters, I put some lines here. I drop some lines which explain what is going on inside this board. It shows that this board is turning that way, this way, like this. I cannot put this line here because otherwise this board will not look very good, but I have a very good chance I can explain what's the shape of the board. So I put these little bit lines here which connect with the rafters, these rafters here, and it going here, which doesn't look too bad, and it explain more. So they call guiding lines. Guiding lines explain the shape of something. Let's say if there's a box here, so this box, if I put these lines like this, it tells you what the shape of the box is, right? But if you have a circle, let's say you have a circle, and if I start putting a line like straight, one line here, one line here, 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 here. Actually, it's in my books. The copy of the book I gave you guys, it's in there in the notes also. This called the guiding lines. That's how you explain certain things, what the shape of it, instead of going put a dark value, light value. So easy, you just put a straight line, the rafters are going this way, and then you drop a little bit line, and so you will show the cavity of the board, like what it looked like. And then you put a little bit cadmium yellow and bring some more, you know make it look more beautiful. Put some yellow in there like this, and then do a little bit casting shadow. Depend where the light is coming from, right? I'm assuming there's no light, and then you do the mask. Here we go. So this is how you work. These are the guiding lines. Very important. Keep in mind, don't need to draw here. Yes, I can. What I can do, I can get some Payne's gray. I can put some rafters here which explain the shape of the board, which is okay. Like I go a little bit lines like this, and I will put the front of the board straight because there's a straight uh, on the front, so there's no round shape. So I'll go put a line here. So here I can get away with these guiding lines because I show these are this wooden board and it's been built by the rafters. So now you can put a little bit lines here to explain more what this shape it look like, what the shape of the board look like, and then you do the rest, and then you can do the colors and block the light. Let's say if there's a rafter, let's say there's a rafter, and it light is coming from here, and just put a little bit edge the color, the dark Payne's gray or whatever at the edge, it shows the light is coming from here. And then you do the another rafter, you just go and make sure that it lights up. Once you show it lights up, it tells you that the light is coming from here and the edge of the rafter is lit up at here, and there's a dark because it's blocking the light here because there's a cavity. So that where the dark is, and then you put another dark here. This what how you explain something stacking up like a floor or the wooden panels, or that's how you create more depth and more drama to your painting. Just a small thing, right? Not a big thing. Just and if the colors are washing here and there, that's fine as long as you explain what it is and you trick uh, our brain like just doing some certain thing. That's what explain that what type of surface are you dealing with. Okay, so these are actually I'm going to explain in the next week. Uh, in a drawing and a sketching session, I will explain what it is basically. Let's finish the painting because we're running out of time. Let's put a figure. Let's make it figure here. I start with the body so it explain more. It control you can control more the proportion, and then you put the legs, then you put a head, and then you give him the hands. Let's say he's carrying something. He's going to work. It's a morning time. He's holding the rope or something, and there's a few more boats. I'm going to put it here. Not too dark. Actually, I made a mistake. I put a dark stroke here, which I was working here. This is closer, so I can get away with the dark value, right? But there I have to be make sure that it's light because I like to explain some atmospheric perspective. So here done, no light, so there will be no shadow. Let's get some dark marks. And I will put these boards a little bit lighter, not too dark. Let's get some French ultramarine. Mix my nice gray color, paler gray, and you make sure when you need a light color, you clean your brush and then you go with the light color. You see how light it is? Although I mix is dark, right? If I put this, it will go dark, right? But sooner that you clean your brush, you lift the colors up and you go a little, make the wash lighter and get this little bit light impression here like this. And then you do the hull with the mass with the and don't do the mass in the same way. Just just make it a little bit change, shorter, longer, whatever you like. But has to be different from each other. Otherwise, it'll be look like they're sitting, on one side, and it doesn't look too good. Like create some variation. Okay, so here I'm gonna go get some nice cadmium yellow. Clean my brush thoroughly because I don't want to make this color to be green, and I will put some in the board. Make sure the board has looks good, and put some cadmium yellow here also, just on the edge of the board, so it create more shape to the board. There you go. Now I will go and put another board here. Not too many boards, so not too much, too many people, not too many birds. Grouping again. Grouping come into the play. Get some burnt umber or the sepia color. Get some work on the wet into wet. I don't want to get involved with the cavity of the board here, so I'll just keep it simple and put some more mix of ultramarine blue And the mask, same brush I'm using, number 6 round brush. So far I didn't touch any smaller brush, so put a mask here on this board. Now I will go get some more sepia color and then start putting these harnesses on the board. Another harness here. I don't want to go on the figure, so I'll keep it a little bit shorter, the harness. Since I have the some color in my brush, so I can might as well use it. And I think let me introduce some more yellow color here, so it brighten up. I'll glaze it actually. This is what you call the glazing, and you putting another layer. So I grab the cadmium yellow and I put a little bit here and there. So that will tell you that you try to brighten up that painting. It looked too dull, and just grab some cadmium yellow straight from the tube and start putting. Don't do too much. This is fine here, right? This part is fine because it's a little bit further down. You don't want to do that, but just in the front, make it like more brighten up your painting, so it'll be a little bit more like more, more colorful. Or it depends on, I don't like that type of stuff. I mean, like, I keep my painting very not too shocking bright, or not too low. I kept it in the middle, so most of the time. So you can do, if you want to make it darker, you can put a lots of cadmium yellow here, less blue color, mix it up, or sepia color, little bit less sepia color, so you'll get a more bright yellow ochre or yellow color. So you can do the ground with this, but I just keep it everything in moderation. I don't do too much. So now I'm using the gray mix. I'm putting this stuff a little bit, creating more drama underneath that. These are some stuff. Remember, I told you that I'm gonna use this white marks. Put some more sepia color underneath the board, so it'll create more depth into it, since there's no light, right? So I'll put more sepia color under this, just putting it. It's something is sitting, right? It's like a village, rural village type of scene. So it could be anything sitting on the ground. It create more interest to your painting. Just do a little dark value underneath those white spot, and it will give you a hint of if something is sitting there. And then you do go get some dry brush mark with the sepia color if you want more drama to your painting. Not too much. If you do too much, then it will look not very good. So keep everything in moderation. Okay, let's get some sepia color straight from the tube. You can see I didn't mix too much water in it. I want to erect some birds, so let's do some birds. One bird here. Now when you do a certain object like this, if it is a dark space already, the dark value there on the background, you make sure you pick up a dark color with this. So what happened if I mix it up with the light color? Let me show you actually what happened. If I put a bird here, then it won't show as a compared with this one. So it will it mixing up with the background color. So if you want to explain something, there's a bird in the sky, make sure that it will be a darker color, and it will show right away on the surface where you try to put these small objects. So here I put a dark color, which I don't want it. I don't want the dark color. So let's put a mask here on this board. Make it look more beautiful. Let's drop a harness here. Okay, and not too much harnesses. One or two is fine. Let's put a little bit mask here. Create some more drama. And now with all this, I'm gonna get a nice cadmium yellow straight from the tube, because it is white on the background, right? I would put a little bit flag here. Okay. Now I made a mistake here. Actually, I'll tell you why. I put a yellow flag, which I don't want it. Let's lift it up. because I want to put some color in the water also. So what happened when you put a yellow flag here without creating the water, it will become green. So you don't want a green, right? So here, that's now the water. It would the trick. Just wash this, okay? When you're doing a water, keep your brush here. If you want to see if the water body start from here ending up here, you keep your brush, get a blue color almost like this purple and ultramarine type of color in your brush. Okay, keep your brush here on the edge, and then you go quickly. Okay, quickly, and then you go quickly. Another one, another one, another one, and keep it going. And you can come inside, and then you do a little bit, because I didn't put any water in there, right? So what happened? It created a kind of a, like a dry brush marks, and it give you this some sparkle in the water, unless you need a small, like flat type of water. So but I like to see some sparkle in my water, so I did some dry brush, grab some more color, and even if you go on the figure, that's fine because it's so dark, right? The figure won't be affected with your dry brush marks. So but you need to have a little bit control here. If you don't have a control, you can mess up your painting in no time. So you need to have a little bit control, like I said in the beginning of the painting. Study the reference, see what's involved. These are the things involved. You need to learn how to do. You said, okay, Momin did some dry brush. How he did it? Like, I want to try before I start my painting. So that's what you do. You now you when you have the video, right? So you can watch over and over how I did, and I create the water body. You can leave it white too. It's okay because it's a morning time, and you can just leave the water white is fine too. But just because of the learning, right? I That's why I erect this the water body here. So now water looks more choppy, like which we don't want to see. But just to sake of learning, I can put a little bit purple color, right? And I can go and just clean those. All these energy marks I developed, you can go and just put a more color on it, and you're gone. So you can do that also. Actually, you don't wanna, if you don't like it, and you for some reason you said, you know what, I moment is doing this, but I don't like it. So you can just clean it up, take it off, and put some more. You have a chance to go further, but now you don't have a chance to go backward, because I mean, sorry, from the other wash you can go more, do more, but here is you're done. Actually, you cannot make those marks again because it's already gone out of the paper, unless if you have a white tube, you want to go work with a smaller, like a energy mark. Let me see if I have a white tube here. Hopefully, I don't know if I have a white tube here. Actually, I move my stuff around and I don't know where the white tube. No white tube. Thank you. All right. Actually, should have. Oh, here. Here. I got it. I got it. Thank God. Okay. Perfect. I have the white tube, titanium white, Chinese white, whatever you call. It's a white color, very opaque white color. Now you go straight from the tube and do the same thing. So you go the side of the color wash, I mean the paper, and you go like this. You just go quickly, and although the paper is not dry yet, right? So here you can create some energy marks in the water like this. See, I change the dynamics of the water over and over. But if you do too much, then it will start become muddy, and then it will be uh, looks not very good. And that purpose of the watercolor will be lost. Like the watercolor has to be more transparent, and not like acrylic or something, but just to show you what it is. And there you go. So I put one dry brush, right? And then I put a little bit more flat type of, and then I use the opaque white. It create more subtle type of water. So, and now you can go and put some more at the edge also, like this. If you want more drama to your painting, let's put some white. Let's say the form of the water, or if it is water is too much on the ground, you can just put some white color and push it back that the what do you call that water. Now I have the white Chinese white color, so what I will do, I will put some highlight to my painting since I have it in my hand, and let's enjoy more. Let's put some highlight a little bit on the top of his head because the light is a flat light. There's no light is coming from here and there. So let's put some more and put some seagulls here on the ground also. A little bit, not too much. And some seagull, one is sitting here on the edge of the boat. Maybe one sitting here. And one here. Not too many. Remember, the grouping has to be done properly here. So, and I will clean my brush thoroughly because this has my brush has a lot of white color, so I clean it up, and I'm gonna pick up some dark color, sepia color or Payne's gray, whatever you like, and I will put a little bit underneath of these birds, a little bit, not too much, just to explain that they are some kind of a mass here. I mean, like some objects here or the birds here. Create some more 3D type of shape. There you go. Let me go closer look so you guys know what I'm doing. Actually, here there's the birds which I just erect. Water, oops, the figure. Oh, let's go backward. Water, the washes, the atmospheric perspective, this boat here. See, it's very loose type of approach. It's not very tight. It just very in between, not too realistic, not too controlled, not very loose. It's in between actually. It's more like a surrealism, right? Like it give you the impression, and it looks good actually. It looks good as compared with the you spend whole day and you just create, maybe you give yourself half hour once you have more control in the washes, the drawing, the composition. Trust me, that type of painting, 5 by 8 type of inches painting, you will create like 10 in one day. So, and then you give it to someone, your friends, or frame it, hang it to your in a house, feel better every time you look at it. Now let's do a little bit more. And let's get this figure a little bit shadow because I don't want to leave him alone like this, hanging in the air. Let's put some dark value in this board also. It create a little bit more depth into it. And now I will go grab a shocking color like a red color. I have cadmium red. And I would hang it a small flag here. Just vaguely, you put a little, just a mark, like you go. Let me show you here. You go, just put it like this, color straight from the tube, and that's it. That's all you need actually. And the mask, let me just see that the mask is here. That's all you need. So don't overwork something, create something it looks good and looks more loose. So I put this here, and I'm going to get a nice shocking green color, and I will put another flag here on this board. Or maybe I'll put in the trim also, since I have the color in my palette. So let's put a little bit here, there, maybe in the background board. And that's it. Don't do too much. So right now, I would say painting is finished. Let's go have a closer look. Let's remove this palette from here. Let's go zoom in. Let me just zoom in. Here. So let me remove the reference photo. We don't need this anymore. Transition. There you go. So I hope you learned something out of this painting, and I explained a little bit information on the drawing and sketching. So these are the things you have to follow all the time. Make sure your composition is right, your perspective is right, your uh, proportions are right, and you have the idea. And these washes, mixing colors, control the washes, these are all, like I said, over and over. These are all secondary. You will learn all when you do more practice. But this, you have to be more focused on the drawing, composition, the proportions, and yes, and then you do black and white sketches, and then you go over to the color. Like I said, again, you mix colors. You will learn as you go, do more and more. Okay, let's put this away. Let's bring the palette. Any questions, please? We have 10 more minutes. So if you have any questions or concern, otherwise we'll wrap it up this session. And next week I was going to touch today also the line and wash, but we don't have time. But we will do some line. I will focus on cityscape and mostly line and wash. So line and wash would be the next agenda in the next class number 4. Please invite friends if you have friends who's interested in learning watercolor, drawing, and sketching. Please tell them to join. And yeah, so this is it. I'm gonna sign it later. And I see there's no questions so far. Let me see, how's my voice look like. Okay, let me turn this on. Okay, so let's wrap it up. I see no question. Anila, thanks, woman. Thank you so much. No problem. I will try my best to give you guys what I have. To be honest with you, I would, but your job is to try to focus more concentrate on the again and again. I don't want to repeat myself over and over. Drawing, sketching, how the light works, how to control the proportions, draw certain things. If you're drawing a cityscape, then watch what is in there. There's a water, there's a atmospheric perspective, there's a board, there's some bird, there's a rocks, there's a foreground, there's a rope, there's a flag, there's a masses, and there's a person walking. So this is all this, basically a lot of information in there. But first you look at the reference and learn what's going on. Well, how many things are in there? Do I have to draw? Do I have to paint all these things, or I can get away with fewer things? If you have a smaller canvas, don't draw too many things. keep it simple as possible. Like I did, I took it off a lot of boards out of here. I took out the board from the water. I want to make sure that you guys learn and keep the painting simple. Learn what is this atmospheric perspective is. Keep it loose in the background. You don't need to explain every bit of a hill here, like there's a rock here on the hill, there's a bird sitting on the, no, just keep it loose. Make sure that you get a bouquet effect, like in the photography business, they call Neela Meena should know. Create the bouquet effect, keep it background more diffuse, more subtle. So these things, when you have this more out of focus, this will be more in focus, more be focused here. When somebody see you painting, and looks good too, when somebody see you painting, he will, this his eyes will stay here, he will go here, but mostly he will look at here. He will be watching you work here as compared to here. So if you don't need to do, if you don't want him to be stay like here, there, just stay, let him stay here. Focus here. Make sure that you make this beautiful, and everything is helping the bird, these boards, the foreground, the background, the foreground is all helping this person. That's these two boards, some flags. That's what the whole idea is. So just make sure, learn, study the reference, study. Although you don't have to paint, just study, 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 and study different photos, what's in there, how can I change it, what it looks like to me. Do I need to paint this, or is it too much and it's not going to work, so I will leave it alone. Although beautiful, 100 flowers, roses or whatever, but no, it's you have to get to the point that you know that it can be painted, or you don't want to paint it, and walk away. All right. Okay. Let's wrap it up. And thank you so much for joining the class today. I really appreciate it. Give me more uh, motivation when I see more people in the class. It give you a good feeling, so I can do more. So next class, please, like I said, bring your friends, bring your family. Want to watch for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that's fine. But more people bring more energy to the class. Okay. Have a good weekend, rest of the weekend. I'll see you next week with a cityscape line and wash. I'm going to schedule the video with all the contents we're going to discuss next week. Just be ready, just go through that, and we'll discuss.